Hey guys, what's up? Today's Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. Again, like we've been doing, make sure you have pencil or something to write with and paper. If you need to pause the video, you can do so now. Okay guys, we're going to again be reviewing chapter 7. As I'm writing this stuff down and going over this, make sure you're doing it as well. So if we remember all the way back to 7.1, when we're finding the degree, if it's all one term or it's all together, all being multiplied together, we're going to add the exponents up. If they're separate terms, we're just going to take the largest one, or the term with the largest degree. So question number 1, we have 4x squared y cubed, and again we want to find the degree. What we're worried about is the exponent on the variables. We have two separate variables, x and y. We have a 2 here and a 3 here. Since it's all one term, we're gonna add them together, 2 plus 3. And so our degree would be 5. That's our answer. So similarly but different, now I have 4x squared plus y cubed. So now they're in two separate terms. So I have a 2 here and I have a 3 here as far as my degree. Since they're separated, they're different, they're apart from each other, instead of adding them together, I just take the largest one, which is right here. So my answer would be 3. So this binomial has a degree of 3 because the y cubed, the cubed, is the largest degree of any single term. Okay. Next kind of problem. This is again review of what we've had, but we want to make sure that we do all the things that it says. So we're going to write in standard form, we're going to find the degree, we're going to find the leading coefficient, and we're going to classify. So we're going to do 4 separate things. So we want to make sure that we do all 4 of those things if it's asking for all 4 of those things. Standard form, or how we write in standard form, is just, again, there's a standard way that everybody writes these polynomials, so we're all writing them the same. So all we're going to do is, if we need to, reorganize the terms. So we're going to put the term with the highest exponent first, and then it's going to go in order down. So I have 1, 2, 3 terms, and I'm looking at my exponents. The biggest one is a 4, so that means this term will go first. So I have negative x to the 4th. My next largest exponent is over here, so that term will go next. So plus 2x squared, and then my last term is just plus 3x. This is written in standard form. To find the degree, again, I don't add them together because they're separate terms, so I'm just looking for the largest one. In this case, it'll be this term right here, and so the degree is 4. My leading coefficient is just going to be the coefficient in the front, or the number in the beginning, or the first coefficient that you see after you write it in standard form. So the number right here, and it's invisible, but it's there, we have a leading coefficient of negative 1. And then lastly, whenever we classify it, all we're doing is we're either saying monomial, binomial, trinomial, what is it? Since we have 3 terms, it is a trinomial. Similarly, on question number 4, we're going to do again the same thing. We're doing all 4 of these things. Standard form just means we're going to reorganize the terms if we need to. In this case, we have 2 different terms, and it's already written in standard form. They already have the largest exponent first, so we don't need to reorganize it. It was already written in standard form how we wanted it. Next, we're going to look at the degree. Again, I can't add them together because they're separate terms, so I just take the largest one. In this case, it's a 3 because I have an x cubed, or a 3 right here. So that's my degree. My leading coefficient is just the number in the front. When written in standard form, what number is in front? And it's right here. This coefficient of 4 is in front of the x cubed term. That is my leading coefficient. Lastly, whenever I classify it, again, I'm either listing monomial, binomial, or trinomial. I'm just asking myself how many terms does it have. In this case, I have 2 terms, so it is a binomial. Again, bicycle, 2 wheels, 2 terms, binomial. Tricycle, 3 wheels, 3 terms, trinomial. Now I have 2 more problems. It says find the sum or difference. Again, if we remember these, we're either adding or subtracting, but really all we're doing is first distributing a -1 if we need to, and then combining like terms. So I'm going to look in the front of the parentheses, what is in front of each set of parentheses, and do I need to distribute? In other words, if I were to distribute, will it change anything? If it will, then I need to distribute, and if not, I don't. So I look at this first polynomial here, or this first set of parentheses. It's invisible, but there's a 1 in front of that. And if I multiply a 1 by this, it's going to stay exactly the same. So nothing changes, so I don't need to distribute a 1. But if I look at the second set of parentheses, I have this negative sign, so it's like a -1. And if I distribute a -1, it does change things, so I do have to do it. So I'm going to distribute this -1, and I get -9x minus 4. Again, I like to kind of mark out the terms as I go so I don't get confused. Since I distributed here, I'm going to mark this out. Now I just have these 4 terms, and I'm just going to combine like terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and I'm just going to combine any like terms that I have. So these x terms will combine, and I have -17x, and then these constant terms will combine, and I have -16. So this is my answer, -17x minus 16. Over here on number 6, again, it's the exact same problem, but instead of a minus sign, I put a plus sign here. So I'm asking myself, do I need to distribute? I have a 1 in front of this. If I distribute a 1, it stays the same, so I don't need to do anything with this first parenthesis. The second set, again, I have a 1 here, so if I distribute a 1, it would stay the same, so I don't need to do anything over there either. So essentially, I'm just combining like terms. These 2 terms, -8 and +9, make 1x, and then these 2 terms make -8. So my answer would be 1x minus 8. And again, if you need to, you can kind of cross the terms out as you go. This one was kind of small, so it was easier, but some of your problems you'll have a lot more terms, and so it'd be easier to cross them out as you go. Next question here says find the product. And I have 2x minus 3, this quantity be multiplied times x squared minus 3x plus 7. Product means multiply, so I'm going to multiply this times this. When I'm doing this, there's a couple different ways we can do it. I'm going to use the box method. So I have 2x here and -3 here. And then across the top, I have my x squared, my -3x, and my +7. And I'm going to make boxes for those. Should have 6 boxes because I have 2 things here and 3 things there. So 2 here and 3 here. You could do it the other way around, put 3 this way and 2 that way, but it doesn't really matter. Within each box, I'm just multiplying these 2 things, and then these 2, and then these 2, etc. So 2x times x squared. First take just the number or the constant term or the coefficient. That's a 2. And then I'm taking the variables. I have x here and then x squared here. So I'm essentially taking x times x times x. There are 3 x's, so it's x cubed. This box right here, again, I multiply the coefficients first, and I get -6. And then the variables, I have x times x, that's x squared. This final box over here, I have 14x. Down here, I'm going to have negative 3x squared. Right here, I'm going to have 9x. And finally, negative 21. From here, all that you have to do is combine any like terms that you have and then list your answer out. So I'm basically writing all these terms out, but combining any like terms that I have. And it turns out these two right here are like terms, as well as these two right here. So writing in standard form, I'm going to start with my largest exponent. I have 2x cubed. I'm going to combine the x squared terms, and that makes negative 9x squared. I'm going to combine these two terms, and that makes 23x. And then my last term is just negative 21. So this will be my answer right here. So again, this all should be reviewed. Hopefully that was stuff that we could do. And this is our problems that we're going to do. So it's a little bit different than anything that we've done before. We're doing the monitoring progress questions out of 7.1 and 7.2. So it's on these page numbers. And again, all the questions are going to say monitoring progress. And I can just kind of show you to start out with so we know what we're talking about. So right down here, if it says monitoring progress, those are the questions that you're looking for. So it's kind of broken up. You'll find questions 1 through 4 here, and then and also it's good that this example right here will help you with these questions, and then this example here will help you with these questions, etc. But those are the problems that we're doing, the ones listed underneath the monitoring progress. So we're doing on these pages, number 1 through 12, that's out of 7.1, and on these pages, numbers 1 through 14. We are doing all of the problems. So, just a reminder, Chapter 7 test is this Friday. Notes are due this Friday. These are the notes that we have. Thank you.